Welcome to the Holly Hughes podcast, where creative people come together to have creative conversations. Today, I have a very good friend from around the world, Chris Georgiev, here with me to discuss all things digital content creation and travel to Korea, because everyone knows I'm obsessed with Korea. And he's part of the reason why. So welcome, Chris.
Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure.
I'm so glad you're here. So just everyone knows there's a 13-hour time difference for us. So he is really doing me a huge favor. And I appreciate that for working me into your very, very busy schedule. So I want to introduce everyone to you. So this is how I found you. If everyone is not following him on Instagram, I think you have YouTube now and TikTok, but mostly for me, Instagram, and we'll have all those links. When I was obsessed with Korea in my own little world here in the Carolinas, I was following him and they had a tour, and I literally approached my husband. I was like, do I go on a tour on a solo trip with this random man from Korea, or what do I do? And he's like, well, literally, you're psychic. What do you think? I'm like, I'm going for the random man that I don't know at all. And by the way, you do AI. So it's like, is he real or is he AI? Like, so when I first met you in the lobby at the L7 in Myeongdong, I took a picture of us together early in the morning and you were like, what's up? I was like, I'm just proving to my family that you exist. So
Oh my
you
God.
have you have a following. Like, what's that feel like to have a following? And it's you and your personality and your warmness that draws people to feel safe to travel all across the world, to visit a country that you're also not originally from. Tell us like how all that started.
I mean, it's really long story, but I guess we have time.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Yeah, it started 9 years ago, actually. I've been asked so many times how long I've been to Korea, and I don't know how this time actually passed. It feels like I moved here last year or like 2 years ago. But anyway, it was very random. Like one day I was sitting in my office and in the morning with coffee, like, checking my emails, and there's so much spam, you just delete, and there's like huge email, really long one, and I'm like, oh, in Bulgarian, and you're tired of the nights, a night shift. I don't know what I was tired of, I don't remember, but anyway, I was about to delete it, and then I just wrote, I just read the first sentence saying, "Hey, I'm Slavina. I'm a student, Bulgarian student in a university in Korea, and I have some proposal for you." I'm like, "Okay, let me read." It was too long to read everything, but to make it short, basically, she was looking for a Bulgarian companies to introduce to Korean companies, kind of like a technology exchange with one of the top universities here in Korea. At that time, I was kind of like active on the startup scene in Bulgaria. Besides having my startup, I was organizing startup events, startup meetups. I'm like, oh wow, Korea, why not? Everything that I know about Korea is Samsung, and I guess maybe there's some innovation there because of Samsung. So this is how it started. I can go back to the story because it's pretty interesting. It actually it made me come to Korea, but this was like an email that I almost deleted, and this email actually brought me to Korea.
Don't you think that's like divine timing? Right? Like I would have never gone to Korea without you. Right? I
Oh
wouldn't
my,
have gone alone.
it
So,
was
like, if you think of all the magic moments that might have like brought you to that thing, because first of all, you're creative. You are very much the extrovert. You can include and talk to anybody, but of course, that still takes energy at work. So, like, to put all those, I can't imagine the thought be like, oh, I have this random email. Yeah, sure, why not? I mean, I do things like that, but most people think I'm crazy. So, whatever.
actually it gets crazier because okay, I agreed to work with this girl. Like we had like a couple of we were using Skype back then. Like, can you believe it? Years ago, doesn't exist anymore. I feel like we're old now. But anyway, like we're having this like Skype conversations, and she's like, "Oh, I want more companies to be introduced to the Korean counterparts, and maybe as a token of gratitude, I can bring you to a conference in Korea." And I was not actually so interested in Korea. It was like 9 years ago. Like K drama, K pop was nothing for me. And I mean, I knew about Korea. Korea was like, somewhere there. I knew about the Korean War. Like in Bulgaria, we study a lot of geography and history. So I was aware what Korea is, but I've never been attached to it, never wanted to travel there. So I was like, okay, whatever, Slovenia, I just do it because I want to help my friends, like startups. Maybe they can get some business out of it. And I remember one day I was actually in Berlin, like working in a coffee shop, and she's calling me, and I pick up another Skype call, and she's like, I have bad news. They just canceled the program. They found a better partner. I'm like, I'm not happy about it. I thought we are doing pretty good job. Who is the better partner? I'm just curious. I'm not gonna fight about it, whatever. And she's like, oh, they wanted to go to Israel. I'm like, I mean, I understand like innovation, technology exchange. There's so much happening on the startup scene in Israel. So she felt so sorry about it because I think she really wanted to contribute somehow to my the time that I invested in this, and I forgot about it. But like 3 months later, she calls me. It's like, oh, I found a great opportunity for you. You need to come to Korea, apply for this program. And actually, it was like a program sponsored by the Korean government called K Startup Grand Challenge, where they bring foreign startups to do business in Korea. And I was not excited. Like for me, I didn't help her to come participate in a startup program in Korea. So I totally forgot, but she kept calling me like every other week. It's like, did you apply? Did you apply? It's amazing opportunity for you. I'm like, girl, I know you want to bring me to Korea, but I was kind of resisting. That was like, now looking back, I was like, wow, I should have done it earlier than later. Anyway, one day before the deadline of the program, the application period, she calls me. Is like, Chris, if you don't apply, I'll just apply for you. I know your email. I'm just gonna fill in the form. I'm like, don't. I'll do it. And like sometimes when you're not fully sure that this is something that you need to do, I wanted to do it because she really wanted, but I didn't put all my like all my efforts and knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
I just like it was like the fastest startup application for a program that I've ever done. It was just seamless, like 20 minutes of like just writing the basics about my company, and I submitted, and I forgot about it. And then 3 months later, they don't move too fast here in Korea. Like everybody thinks that everything
Bali
is so
Bali.
pali pali, but sometimes it's pali pali pali, but at the last minute. So they
Mm.
just, I got an email that I almost deleted saying, "Oh, you've been accepted for the interview for K Startup Grand Challenge," and took me a minute to K Startup Grand Challenge. What is this? Did I apply for it? I totally forgot. This was 3 months later, right? And I called my co-founders and told them, and they're like, "Oh, it's a good opportunity. We don't know if we're gonna go to Korea, but anyway, like it's a good exercise. When you do a startup, you pitch. You need to perfect your pitch. The more people you talk about your startup, the better it is." So we took this opportunity to practice, and like couple of maybe it was like 10 days later, they said, "Oh, there's a second screening." And like 2 days later, they said, "Oh, you're accepted to the program." And the surprise here was, I was like around August 10, and the email said, "Oh, by August 15, you need to move to Korea for 90 days." And I'm like, I'm not going to Korea. So I sent my co founder, didn't
Wait,
go.
wait. I want to know what the startup was. Like, what was that company? Like, because I know
It's
you do a lot of IT. Was
Yeah,
it
it's
like,
my original company that I'm still working on. We back then and now we're doing like image recognition technology. Now we are through AI, machine learning. Now it's very hot and everybody is doing it. But 9, 10 years ago when we started, it was kind of like cutting edge, like a difficult task because the technology was not there. But we're onto something. Bulgaria is famous with like pretty good developers, like people who write code. So yeah, this is my startup that we started, and actually, yeah, we decided to go for it.
so you sent someone else, you fool. But no
Yes.
kidding. You sent someone else. They were there for 90 days. So what made you finally come? And do you still talk to that person who brought you over?
Yeah, we're good friends.
Okay,
She
good.
actually lives in Bulgaria. She's not in Korea anymore, but I'm here, so I feel a little bit bad because she was so immersed into the Korean culture. And anyway, I sent my co-founder, and because I mean, I really wanted to do it, but I did have like a planned holiday. It was in August, and I had like a trip planned, and I'm like, my co-founder, oh, you go. It's an opportunity for us. Let's take it. Let's not skip it. But I had my plan for the summer, so he came, and a week into the program, he calls me, and I feel like he's not happy about it. I'm like, okay, tell me. So it's the first time they organize this kind of like program, and I don't know if you've experienced Korea in August, but it's extremely hot. It's like
Yes,
it's like sauna.
it
So
is.
it is. It's
Why? Why are there like even their taxis are super hot? I mean, when I've gotten to
yeah,
a taxi, it's like, oh, it's 75. It's like, I'm
yeah,
dying. I'm dying.
yeah. It's so hot. And I mean, Korea is really amazing, but like sometimes, as I said, they tend to do things last minute. So this program, they were doing it, organizing it for first time, and they forgot to pay for AC in the. They put them in the a dormitory, a university dormitory in Suwon, actually, outside of Seoul, and they forgot two things: to pay for the AC bill. So they're like, and he had to share like a room with
In
another.
August in
Oh, God.
Korea.
Yeah, can you believe it? And can you guess what was the second thing that they forgot to cover?
Food.
No, food was okay. Even though I have a story about the food, but was internet. Can you believe it? They didn't have internet in the room. They had to go to the common area to do work. So he's like, I don't
Oopsie.
know what you get me into, Chris. I'm gonna do my best, but we need to switch and meet the program. There was like a demo day, and that was the agreement. He's like, I'm gonna do the demo day, and if they and there was like another evaluation, and where they can approve and you can stay longer. He's like, this is the deal. I'll do my best. I'll do, like, I'll pitch. I'll do my best, but if we go through this phase, we switch. You come. I'm like, okay, and I'm like, okay. I mean, I applied. It's my deal. I need to take responsibility. And he did pitch. They approved us, and here I am in Korea, in the middle of September, and everything is amazing. I'm like, Georgie, what's wrong with you? This country is like so good. Of course, like they had like a pocket money for us. They're giving us money to stay in Korea. So I rented really nice place, like a really amazing place in the middle of Gangnam, and
Ooh. Oh, you
like,
landed in the fancy part of town too.
yeah,
You were in the
yeah,
fancy part.
yeah, yeah.
That
So yeah,
is, I
that's the
like
story. This is
Suwon.
how
I've
I
been
ended
there.
up.
I like it there. I love the adventure of it. I think the first time I moved across the country, I went to university. I went to college in Washington D.C. And when I graduated, I got my first credit card. It was back in the dark ages, right? It was just like
Yeah.
1991. And when I graduated, I got my first credit card, and with it came a $99 plane ticket to anywhere in the contiguous United States. So the US is big. So the furthest place I knew was California. I had a family friend that I grew up with living there. And I
Mm.
called and I was like, can I come visit? And he said, sure. And I came and visited. And I was like, oh, California is not what I thought it was. It was just, is amazing to me. I mean, the traffic's insane, but it was amazing to me. And then I went back a month later, and then I came back and I left my roommate 4 months of rent, and I left. I just called up a place that I thought someone who wasn't very, I don't know, not bright as bulb, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, well, if they got an internship, I can get an internship. And I called the same company. It was Chanticleer Films. They won Academy Awards. I was like, are you still taking interns? And they're like, can you start Monday? It was Thursday. I said, yes. And my family's like, you just can't move across the country. I'm like, I literally
I,
crashed on the floor of my friend's
well,
apartment. And then I moved in with four guys and me into an apartment. It was disgusting.
wow.
But I just did it. I had a borrowed car and a borrowed map because there was no map like on your phone back in the day. I had no idea where the hell I was, but I did it. And then I was there for 18 years.
Wow.
Like sometimes you just gotta like go for it. Everyone's like, you just can't do it. I was like, I am 22. Like, what do you mean I can't do it? Of course I can. I have like nothing holding me back. I always say that about Korea. If I was young now, like, and I didn't have a family that I actually love, right? I would find every way to be there for as many months or a season or whatever as I possibly could, just
I mean,
because everything about it is it just stimulates all my senses. And I am terrible at speaking Korean. I admit that. I have a really difficult time learning it. I keep trying. But I feel strangely at home there. And I have no business feeling at home
I
there.
understand. I mean, this is my second home. Obviously, it's. I never thought I'm gonna spend that long ever. No idea. And like as I told you, my story is so untypical because most of the people they are in Korea because young people because they study in the university, but a lot of people because of K drama, K-pop. But I was none of above, none of that. Yeah. So
Yeah, you got to just like dip in before all of that. I mean, my Korea obsession started because of COVID. I
COVID,
was like,
yeah.
yeah, I was stuck and a Korean movie came up on Netflix. And I was like,
Which
oh, I
can I
don't know
guess?
anything.
Is it like crash landing on you?
No, I don't.
If
Don't
you
tell
want,
anyone. I'm telling you, I don't even like that one.
okay.
It's too. I think like all of my fiction and the things I write are like a little bit of magical realism. So, and I
Ilya,
love historical fiction. So for me, I went that way.
okay.
It was like my first one was actually 100 Days My Prince. So it
Oh,
had
okay.
Dio from EXO. And then, so for me, in my very bored brain, I was like, I have never learned anything about Asia. I don't know anything. It wasn't in any of my curriculums, even though I had a minor in history. It was very European history, right? When I studied. So for me, I was like, well, what's he wearing? And what's a got? And what's a hat? And what is that? And what do the beads mean? And what is this time in history? And what was happening and hear it like so for me it was just fascinating and the language was so utterly different but some of the letters are the same as Hebrew letters but they have different sounds so I don't know it just like fired all of my senses and when I arrived my mother explained it really well when I was telling her why I love Korea so much she's like it's colorful because you have modern art and installations and open air libraries and music that is free and people don't ruin it it's not getting destroyed and because there are rules to society still there right that there's a culture of you don't do that it would be not good if you behaved like a jerk like especially for a visitor for me or an ajima right so I think for me like when I go
Yeah.
there I think that like
You
I'm
need
like
to
would
get
that
curly hair. You're not there, and
oh
your
wait my
hair
hair is curly do I need to put the perm
long and not curly. Not there yet. No.
Oh, now I know. Now I know. I also make my family crazy because when I come back, the whole time they're like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Sorry, I can't. I
Oh
can't
yeah,
help
yeah,
it."
yeah. I mean, you changed. I was like last summer. I was in Bulgaria, and I'm in the mall like buying like a couple of t-shirts, and I'm at the cashier and paying for my t-shirts, and I give her my credit card with two hands and bow. And she's like, "Do you want receipt?" And I'm like, "Nay, nay, nay." And nay in Bulgarian means no. And like, it's so awkward, you know? Like, I just realized what I did, and she looked at me like, "Who is this crazy dude? What is he
I-
doing?"
I'm
Like,
still doing it. I'm still doing it. I didn't even live there that long. Wait, I think the word I used to drive my family crazy with "way," like that was like it just like some of my
yeah,
favorites. Like one of the first words I got right, and I was like "way." No, it's like nah. So Anya, Anya. No, yeah. It's like I don't know. It's I don't know. Whatever. I like it. I'll end up going back. I just don't know where back. Okay, but back to you. So okay, so now you're in the startup and you've come to Korea. And when do you know it's going to be home for a while? Like when do you make the choice to launch all of these things that you do because you have multiple platforms and multiple businesses you're always doing and then you babysit like grown women I don't know how you do all of that.
no, no. Um, I don't have an exact date, but I kind of remember a moment when I thought, "Oh wow, this feels like home." It was after my second summer in Korea, like second year in Korea, and I was coming back actually to Korea, and the plane was landing at Incheon Airport, and I start crying. because I felt like so excited to be back, and it was so strange. Even now, I'm like kind of like emotional when I speak about it, because it was such a surprise for me, because I never thought like I'm gonna call someone. Like we Bulgarians are very proud of our history, and like we're a small country, so I'm raised to like always like keep our identity. Like we have uh, like interesting language. We've given the Syriac to the world, so yeah. I mean, we're not the Greeks, we're not the Latin, but it's a whole alphabet, right? So we have like something to boast about. But at that moment, I start crying, like sobbing, and I was so happy to be back to Korea, and it was very new feeling, So next thing I did, I just went through the security, and I went to there's like on the arrivals there's like a couple of Korean restaurants. I was craving some like soup, Korean soup, hot soup,
Mm.
jjigae. So like, wow, I just landed and I just went for jjigae and rice, and I cried about being in this country, what's happening. So this is when you kind of reconcile your thoughts with like the idea of like, ooh, this might be a home for you. So yeah, this is the first time I felt like this, and then I decided that then I'm gonna allow myself to feel home here, right? And
Mm.
and this is where the curiosity about the place starts to grow, because when you feel like something's going to play a significant part in your life, like you're going to spend more time here, then you need to know more about it. So I become so curious about everything, about the food, the culture, the history, the language.
Mm. So
So
hard.
difficult. Oh,
So hard.
yeah.
You're making
But
me
yeah,
hungry. So I've been craving japchae for days. I
yeah,
just want those damn noodles, and I can't cook it. Like I've
you
learned to
can,
cook.
you can do it. It's
Nah,
so,
not
it's
as
so
good. Not
easy.
as good.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You can do it.
I don't
Mm.
want to. I just rather go there and eat it. Like I told my family, if Korea was 10 hours or less away from us and not like a 26-hour trip for me, like including getting to the airport and everything, I would be there every year. There's
Yeah.
just so much. There's always something. There's just always something. But the food is really good. I cook a lot of Korean. I mean, I went to the market and I got the right flour and I make my own kimchi and green onion pancakes. I'm like, I'm all about it. My family at first is like, did you break out the kimchi? Because I'll stink out the house, of course, obviously. And I was like, yeah, but kimchi with eggs over, rice bop. I'm just like,
Yeah.
see, my mouth is watering. It's morning for me, so I'm thinking breakfast food. But that is one of the, if you haven't explored Korean food, I highly recommend. It's delicious, and it's a huge plate of food. There's no eating small there. There's no eating
Oh
small.
no, no way, yeah. But also there's a huge variety of food. So yeah,
Mm.
even if you don't enjoy Korean food that much, there's always something that you can experiment with.
By the time I left this time, because I was there for 3 weeks, I really wanted a burrito, but I didn't know where to go for Mexican food. I was like, I
Burrito.
really
Yeah, there's plenty of places. Yeah.
see you
Taco
next
Bell.
time.
We have Taco Bell here.
No, I've never, you don't eat that. You have to be like stoned and drunk at 3 a.m. to eat Taco
We
Bell. And then
have
you
it,
were,
and like I've like talked to some of my American friends. They said it's pretty good actually, compared to what it
no,
is.
no. I'm not
Oh, right.
believing that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so
You know,
how did
one of
you
these
go?
when you travel, you don't go to McDonald's to
Never. I
feel
don't even eat that
American.
here. I don't even eat that here. I don't. My body doesn't like. Why would I do that? I don't understand. I don't understand people who travel. I can understand getting homesick or like craving a thing, but I would not do that at all. Especially because so many
People
places
do
are so. The food by
when
you is so fresh.
Korean people do actually when they travel, they travel with their kimchi and with their ramen. To be honest, they do. They bring their food everywhere, and like the kim, like yeah.
I know they have those vacuum sealed things for their
Mm.
kimchi, so it doesn't, and they have their own fridge for it. No, I'm down for that. Although some kimchi, not all kimchi is the same. Some of it is way too salty or anchovy for me. Right, like I'm pretty picky. Like I finally found one that I liked here.
You
Yeah,
haven't been long enough in Korea. Then like every kim.
obviously. Obviously, I need to come back. This is, you'll find a way. You'll find a way to be like, oh, you need to apply for this grant, and then you could be here.
Maybe I will send you an email with the opportunity for you to move with family.
So, okay, I want to go into like, so you're there, you decide it's home. And then now, how do you start developing? Like, how do you move into content creation? When did that start for you?
For especially for content creation, it all started during COVID. Like so many things changed during this time, and I was lucky enough actually to be in Korea during COVID, because like I was witnessing what's happening in Europe. Most of my friends were in Europe at that time, and none of this was happening here. Like if you remember, Korea was the first country after China that was affected by the virus, but luckily enough they had like a protocol and they were pretty ready to for such a pandemic. So people didn't panic. People just followed the rules. Like everybody was wearing the mask. No comments if it's safe or not. This people, everybody put the mask on, and this created so much opportunities, because while Europe and America was under lockdown, we didn't have a single day of lockdown because everybody was just putting their masks, and we were having COVID cases, but people were not dying. One, because nobody was spreading it. Second, because they have a pretty rigid system how to track cases, and the hospitals were ready with isolation rooms and with treatment and with all available and necessary apparatus, whatever they needed. And yeah, people were just following the rules, and it was not messy. So during COVID, I could actually go out and travel when everybody else was locked in. And then I figured out like whatever I post on social media, people like, oh, what's happening? How did you go there? Are you even allowed? So the first 10 minutes, 15 minutes on my life, I need to explain and excuse myself why I am allowed and how legal it is, because people thought I'm like evaluating, like
They
breaking the
thought you're
rules.
being naughty. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was totally fine. And then after that, like everybody's like, "Wow, show us more." So I started creating content during this time, and it was some kind of like first a way to distract myself from this troublesome time. You don't want to think about it all the time. You need to find something to substitute it. Business was not doing very well, as everybody, like we had like an online business during COVID. My company lost two of our biggest clients. It was pretty
Mm.
tough financially, so I had to kind of like find a way to cope with it. So I'm gonna just like go to a random place, like go to a temple, Buddhist temple, like far away from Seoul, 5 hours away. And so you can go meditate, and it's Korea. We have like 5G everywhere, even on the top of the mountain there's 5G. So like it's 4 p.m. My team in Bulgaria is up. It's 10 a.m. in the morning. We have a company call, and I'm sitting in a fucking temple, Buddhist temple.
Was
Like
it the
people.
one in Busan on the top of the mountain or a different
Oh,
one?
a different one was like couple of temples. But yeah, I remember like I was like doing calls from like they have tea house of a temple, and like yeah, it was amazing. So this is how my content creation started, and it was part of this COVID kind of like stagnation around the world, but also the time difference with my startup team helped, because they're like 8 hours later, like my mornings were available. So I'm like, I'm not going to work like from 8 in the morning to 12 midnight. So I would have like my mornings for me, and that meant, okay, let's go out, let's move, let's do something. And this is how I start creating content.
I love that. You have a way of like being very welcoming, right? You are, right? You start, hello, beautiful people. Like that's I can't say your name without like trying to do your I'm like, hello, beautiful people. This is Chris. Let's welcome to this place. You do draw people in. Is that just an innate talent of yours, or is that like something you worked on and got better at?
I think it's because I genuinely enjoy what I'm doing, like exploring Korea. As I mentioned, it feels like my home, and I'm like a small kid every time I go somewhere. I'm so impressed because I haven't been born here, right? There's so many things that are new to me. And when you have a second home, you have this opportunity to experience new things and to actually really enjoy life. So like for me it was like, oh my god, this is so amazing, and you got excited. Like nothing excites me that much in Bulgaria because I've lived through it, I've seen it. I mean, even here, like this, right? When you come to Korea and everything is so different and everything is so amazing, for a first comer, and you're like, oh my god, wow, this makes sense, or this and that. So yeah, this was part of the reason that maybe my genuine excitement makes people excited as well. I don't think I'm exaggerating, because I'm really, whenever I go somewhere and I want to show it to other people, it's because I'm really impressed with the place. Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely comes through. And it makes it inviting. And I think it makes it for foreigners knowing, I don't even think I cared that you were a foreigner. I'm trying to think. I think it was just that you were every place I was curious about and I wouldn't be alone. Um, but we'll get into the tour stuff after. You also have a good eye, right? Like, I think it takes an eye and talent to be a content creator, honestly. So do you start like, do you have a plan when you go somewhere? And now that you've been doing it for years, are you invited places? They're like, Chris, we want you. We want you to do this for us. Like, how does it work?
I mean, when I started, I didn't have a plan. I just knew that I want to explore, but I had this idea that since I'm being places that I might never see again, because I was not sure how long I'm going to be in Korea. So that was the first thing. I might never see it. So let's document, right? It's kind of like you're a tourist but not tourist, but you're here but you're not here, and so it's unclear how long. So I'm like, okay, I want to keep these memories, and with the our phones these days, you don't have to, you know unlimited photos and videos. And second thing, at some point I was like, okay, maybe I might turn at some point, like, content creation as a hobby. And since I'm here, let's take as much videos and photos as I can, even though back then I didn't have any idea how I'm going to use it, what I'm going to do with it. I was just, okay, it's a good way to accumulate memories and keep it. If I use it, good. If I don't, fine. So I start documenting my life in Korea from very early time, and that's the reason I have so much content. And sometimes, like, people think I'm like exploring all the time, but actually sometimes I post content that's 3, 4, 5 years old, and like I don't have to tell people when I record it, but I do it.
No, no, it's like sometimes I'm like, oh wait, that's me. That's from like my first trip, or I'm
Yeah,
like, I know that. Yeah, yeah.
recycle, I use it, of course. Yeah, so
You
this is
should.
how it
That's good.
started. And for the eye, good eye, I think it's part of the culture here. Korean people in general, they're so good with the photography and aesthetics. So you kind of learn, you have to adapt. You just
Mhm.
cannot be, mediocre. You need to rise to the level, because like it's like a whole choreography when you take a selfie, or how you take the food and the settings. So you need to blend in, and this is part of the blend. You need to learn how to use your camera. Otherwise, people are going to be like, these foreigners.
And you have to wear black. Those are like the two things. You have to like wear black clothes. Oh, come on. Almost everyone there is like,
No, I mean, I wear black because I'm fat. So black makes me slim. If I hate black. If I'm slimmer, I'm gonna be all white, but I'm not. So that's
mm.
that's the color of not
Okay,
the
now
color of
we know
choice.
your
It's a
secret. Now we know.
necessity. Necessity.
You're not fat. You're great. You're
Yeah.
crazy, but you're not fat. Okay,
Yeah.
so
So
when you
like in Korea, when they see you, they like, oh, Chris, you gain weight. Let's go hiking. Yeah. So I'm super
I've heard
Korean.
that about the culture. I've heard that, which is, I think,
It's in
I
a
don't
good
know.
way because they care, but like for my foreign mind, it's like, thank you, I'm good too.
Yeah. It's like, and by the way, Korean hikes, everyone should know. First of all, Korea is a mountain range. You're never on a flat surface. So when they say hike, it's quite steep. They're not easy.
It's
They're
like
not
like
easy.
coming home. I'm like on a hill, like it's like this.
I will
So it's
see one
right
day.
every night when I come home.
I remember when we were in Busan and we were like just walking around and it was an older woman. I would put her in her 80s, lived up the mountain. I just watched her go and she didn't slow. It was like walking to the mailbox for her. I was like, that
No,
is
no, they're like
impressive.
very fit here. I mean, I don't hike too often, but when you go in the mountain, they're like all properly dressed, like mountaineers, and they brisk. They just like they just run up the hill. It's
I know
amazing.
it's insane.
It's insane.
Everyone should know if you do go to Korea that you have to have good shoes and there will be a million steps. Literally up and then
And
down and then
yeah,
up and then down.
even like just using the public transport, the metro,
Yeah.
it's 100 steps a day. I start like recording how much I walk at some point because like everybody wants to be fit. And when they tell you you're fat, you need to take care, right? One day I just record. I just like paid attention how much I walk, and that was a regular office day. Like this day I just wake up, went to the office, worked in the office, get lunch there, and came back home. 10,000 step
Yeah.
just commuting to work. It's just crazy because like the city is so big, so you don't actually realize how much you have to walk. In even like just going to the metro, but in the metro you walk a lot because it's
Oh yeah.
a mammoth huge like metro station. Sometimes you have to transfer from one line to another, and you have to walk a lot. It's good.
Yeah.
Not complain
I
about it.
lose weight every time I go.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. No, like I just because the walking is different, or this is part of what makes my family so annoyed at me when I come back. It's like, by this time in the day, I've already made 5,000 steps in Korea. By this time of the day, you're like, oh, is it 20-minute walk? What's a 20-minute walk? I don't want to get to the metro. I'll just like walk 20 minutes. Although I have to say, like the last trip, it rained a lot and I got sick. So that was very annoying to me. But I think I would come back in the fall. Like for me, it's like I'd rather be a little cooler like for and walking around than sweating because I'm a sweater too. So it's just like, oh, it's humid. Oh, that was a lot. So but still. So do you have a favorite spot like that you like to go just for you that you haven't taken people to or haven't really like do you keep a secret thing just for you or not? You're pretty open.
No, I actually don't have like a secret spot that I go just for myself. I like to share the places that I discover. I'm not like a gatekeeper. uh, uh, like I have like a ton of places that if I feel like how to say, if I need to think about something, I prefer to go not to the same place but to a new place. So this is a thing for me. Like going back to a place doesn't bring count
The same joy,
like
yeah.
comfort or like a safe place or anything. For me, it's like if I need to think about something, if I have a difficult time, I just need to discover a new place. So that's probably the discoverer in me.
Mm.
Not like, oh, this is my safe hidden place. No, I just need to conquer a new place. That's how it works for me.
I love that. So how did you take your sense of adventure and it like open it to like leading people through this country and like sharing what you love? Like how did that magic moment happen? You got a random email from someone saying, "Hey, come do this with me?"
I actually got a random DM in Instagram like a couple of years ago. Jay, the guy that,
Shut up.
yeah.
He
So
DM'd you?
he DM'd me. We never knew each other, and he's like, "Hey, Chris, I'm following you, and I see that you explore Korea. Like, I want like to talk to you as a foreigner." At that moment, I was following him because like he was like 2 million or whatever on TikTok,
Uh-huh.
teaching Korean online during COVID, and like hanging out with his super cute, sexy best friend Jacob, and like
Oh yeah.
the candy. So yeah, like and
Right,
like
and
when I
the gym
yeah.
pictures too.
And like when I saw this message, I almost jumped because like wow, I felt like a celebrity texted me, and the celebrity wanted to have a meeting with me. So yeah, I got like not an email, but like a modern email, DM. So this is
He
how we
snuck into
started.
your DMs. Like
Yeah,
I'm going to keep that
yeah,
image in my mind. I love that.
yeah.
So what made you say yes to that? Because, so again, transparency, I've gone on 2 tours with you, right? And
Mhm.
I'm waiting for you guys to do Japan. I don't know if you'll be part of that too. But for me, it was a safe way to be a solo traveler and go see everything I wanted to, pretty much. And you both changed my life because now I have friends all over the world and I love those women. I love them.
It's a great
But you
experience.
made it possible.
Like, yeah, I mean, we didn't have any experience organizing like trips, and as you mentioned in the beginning, who's gonna trust like two random guys? There's so much scam actually online. Like people advertise stuff, and like we were like when we start talking and when people start booking. I remember one time, me and Jay sitting together. I'm like, man, do you recognize what's happening? These are like random people sending us money to a private bank account at the beginning, right? The first time was like his own bank account. How do the people trust me and you? Like we can just literally, and isn't like not like $20. It's like
Mm.
thousands of dollars for the for a trip that's gonna happen like in 6 months. Like this really hit me because I'll never do something like that. If somebody's, organizing something like that, and I had to transfer that much money, I need to have like at least 10 guarantees. Uh,
Well, now, but do you know what I did? I'll tell you what I did. I love doing research, so
mm,
I try to research and everything about Jay, who I'm actually interviewing soon too. But like Jay was in Korean, so I was looking up and he was like an Airbnb host and he had all these things. And I was trying to, I didn't have Papago then, right? So I was trying to find a way to translate, like, is this real? Is this real? And I was like, and you were AI guy. I was like, is he real? Is he AI? And back in the day, you guys are not, you are much more organized now. But back in the day, it was like, yes, send me your money and I won't talk to you for 6 months. I was like, I don't, what am I bought this plane ticket that is like, oh my God, what am I doing? What am I doing? Like, I think the panic
yeah,
like hit me like, and my
it.
family's like,
I
you're,
mean,
of
yes,
course,
me
but
too.
then you were real. And for you, I found AI and then I was like trying, and then literally you did, I think 3 trips before the one I was on, or that's all I could find.
Yeah,
And I found someone from the first trip who was American, who's and I went into her DMs. I was like, I
yeah,
am a random stranger. I know this, but are they real? Is literally what I wrote. And she's like, oh my God, they're real and they're everything that you see. And it's awesome. And it's not fake, but I get why you think it's fake, but I promise you it's not fake. I was
yeah.
like, are you a real person or are you one of their AIs? Like I was just,
The bots that
but
we created.
the bot, I was trying to confuse the bot, but she gave me a really good answer. I don't remember her name, but she was very kind and generous. And that is, it really, I don't recommend people like pick random men over the
Mm.
internet and show up. Don't do that. That's obviously stupid, but it was one of the best choices I ever made. Because I
Yeah,
met you, right? Like, and
yeah. But
your passion is shared with everyone.
and yeah, as you notice, we don't treat people as like you're not a wallet for us. So we try to be real and like show you Korea that we love because we love this country. Like Jay, in his Korean way, and me in my foreign way. I love this country. But yeah, we I think we walk the extra mile to make sure that everyone is comfortable and we're friendly
Mm.
enough with almost everyone. I can say with everyone. It's not a yeah, it's not easy because we haven't studied for that. We haven't done it like it's not our profession, but because it comes out of heart, it's a passion of ours. So I think we're
It's
pretty
a lot of work. If it's not your main job, honestly, like it is a lot of work. The tours are typically 8 days total, I think, right? Is that
yeah.
what your tours are now? Um, so which is a good amount of time. I think anyone traveling to Korea, you should be there for a minimum of 2 weeks, just like a minimum to kind of settle
So much
in.
thing to do, right? And then if you come for less, you're gonna come back or regret that you didn't plan much.
Yeah. I was crying. Okay. This is so true because you only know the me that's like not responsible for everything, right? You meet me, I don't have to figure out where I'm going to eat or what I'm going to do. I'm usually just a little cranky in the morning, a little withdrawn. And then I'm just like so happy to be around everything and for really most of the time. But for me, when got sick this time and we were on the ferry to Jeju and I had a crash. I had no energy. I just felt so bad and I didn't want to be the downer around everyone cuz like why would I do that? I was like I'll just go hide. I'll take a nap and hopefully I'll just feel better when I wake up. And I laid down and I was like I'm missing the tour. Like I was crying because I was like this means I only have 5 more days in Korea. This means that I have to say goodbye to these people. This means I won't be around everything Like I just lost it. And I was like, and I think when I woke up, I had a blanket on me. I actually did pass out. I was so grateful. But I was like just like all the tears down my face and had like pooled on my cheek. I was like, well, then I got mad at myself. I'm like, you're gonna think about leaving? No, you need to be in the moment. You need to be right now, right here, because I planned this for a year and a half. Do you know what I mean? Like I was like, I left and I was like, when am I coming back?
Yeah, and it's not cheap. Like Korea is,
Mm,
I mean, it's not a cheap place, so you spend to travel here. You
yeah.
do.
It's worth it though.
It is totally, absolutely. I mean, I live here. What can I say?
So are you going to be there? How much are you staying there? Are you always going to have like the expat life?
I don't know. Like this is something like okay, I have like you know, moment for confession.
Mm,
So when I was in Bulgaria, and Bulgaria is like a small country. People go abroad to look for like better life, like make more money or like I don't know, get married, whatever. And they come like 3 4 years later and they speak with this broken Bulgarian with American or like I don't know Italian accent and like come on, give me a break, like you forgot Bulgarian and yeah, and like let me try how good your English is, and your English is not good enough either, so I'm like, no, I hate these people. And last year I'm home and I'm talking to my mom and like, what's happening? Where is your Bulgarian? So you start forgetting words and words don't come that easy, and then I realize they're not faking it, it's actually a thing. But then I felt, because I was not really planted in the beginning. I came for my business, right? And it was like 6 months, 1 year, 6 months, and then COVID. And I kind of like, I haven't been forced to stay. It's my choice to stay. I enjoy it. But I didn't have like this solid plan. Oh, I want to spend my 40s in Korea and I need to plan for it and like organize everything. So everything is nice. So I didn't have the luxury and the time to actually learn the language. And you mentioned it's a fucking hard language. You need to spend time, and like most of the people, the foreigners that live in Korea and speak the language, they came to study in the university, and there's 1 year dedicated into studying language and nothing else. Like they go to the class 6 hours a day, seven days a week. Like for 1 year they immersed into it. And then you barely start speaking, or like I mean, if you're good enough, maybe you start speaking, and then takes couple 4 or 5 years to get into a good level, and then like you're never gonna be perfect with Korean. But anyway, I kind of like felt like so bad that I live in the country and I live in Korea and I still don't speak the language. So last year I made a conscious decision. Whatever happens in my life, I cannot move out of Korea before I learn the language, because I don't want to be one of those people that go back to their home or whatever. They move on and they live 10 years or 15 years or 20 years somewhere and they don't speak the language. So this is my next goal, let's say. Like I really need to invest time and to put a little bit more effort to actually master the language, because I won't
mm,
feel good for myself. Like say, oh, you love this country, but you didn't speak the language. And there is always a good excuse, like I've been busy, I've been doing work, I've been
it's
doing that.
hard.
It's hard language. Like not everybody, but Korean people like to speak in English with us to practice their English. So yeah, you have the opportunities, but you don't have it actually when you're in Seoul. Everybody is busy. They just like don't have the patience to listen to your broken Korean. So yeah,
I think
so
your
this is
Korean,
my
like my experience, you're much better. You're much better than when I first met you.
yeah. I'm
Like even
before
in
that.
your speaking.
I'm trying. I'm trying. It's a very slow progress, and I think with age we kind of lose this ability to remember and to learn fast. I think this is what it is. I
Oh my
mean,
God.
yeah. I'm
My
I'm
for me, I
I'm
studied so hard. I studied so hard. I think when I'm in a country, I've always been able to learn to say please, thank you, and order foods because I hate holding people up, right? But um when I was taking my class, I realized I could not learn as fast as everybody
no,
else.
no.
And I was in a beginner one class, and it annoyed me because someone who had lived in Korea for 4 years was in this beginner one class. I
Uh,
was like, I'm like, now you're just making me feel stupid. So
Exactly.
stop.
The worst when
And
they speak and like you cannot even remember one word.
I was like, Anya Molayo. I mean, like the words I need to know. I'm like, I don't Molayo, by the way, is I don't know. But
Yeah.
I think people see that I try as a tourist or a traveler there. I understood enough to like be able to like get a receipt, bag or no bag, which of course I now forget. But I really was trying because I wanted to be able to speak. But I learned this very strange thing about myself. One, I figured out learned I was dyslexic because the problems I was having, I was talking with my daughter and she's like, that's dyslexia. I was like, who knew? And then I fit the bill. And then number two, the more Korean I would learn, I take dance classes every week, the harder it was to pick up dance moves. So it's like whatever part of that brain for me, it's the same as like, well, clearly I still want to dance. I'm in Korea less. So I will have to like cram to get better again. I think as a tourist, there's actually quite a lot of English. I think Papago is pretty good at showing it, like helping you get places. And I think if you are respectful and figure out like what is expected of you at a base level, you can get along just fine. But I think I remember when I first met you, you're like, my Korean isn't good. But this time when I saw you, I was like, ooh, your enunciation is very sexy too. There's something about a Korean accent. It just makes everyone's voice like dip a little. And you're just like, "Mm,
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying. I understand way more these days, but there's always a different way of saying the same thing in Korea, 100 different times, and like the language is actually very rich. It has a long history, so that makes it difficult uh, to um, to understand and to even to speak. Like I remember taking some like speaking class with a teacher and she's like making me pronounce some of the sounds, and whatever I hear I say. And she's like, no, and we've been doing this like for 30 minutes and she never said yes. And for me, I say whatever I hear. I'm 100% sure that this is what I've heard, and I just repeat, and she's like, no, it's a different and I wanted to keep
yes,
a
I get
basic.
it's like, oh, I don't
Oh,
say oh right. They're like, no, wrong oh. I'm like, oh. I can't move my mouth any other way. So like and I want to do better. How about like they know what I'm trying to say? At this point, I'm such a beginner. If they can kind of piece if I'm not being offensive, right? But
there's
like they're
like
like, oh, or the k.
one problem with Korea is like an emerging culture, right? Like it's becoming so popular these days, but Koreans themselves haven't been exposed to this attention. So in a way, they're not used to other people, like other nations, other people from different countries speak their language. You know, like you say 안녕하세요, like you say like
Mm-mm.
whatever, like 감사합니다, and they,
Yeah.
oh wow, you speak Korean. No, I just learned two words, but like with English, because everybody speaks English, like my English is not perfect, but everybody has developed like kind of like understanding and tolerance towards the mistakes and the pronunciation.
Mm.
Rather, I see in Korea there is no tolerance towards any flavor. Yeah, they can have a little bit of tolerance for people from Busan who have like a little bit of like here and there. But if a foreigner speaks, like I have a friend of mine, she's doing PhD here. When we go to a coffee shop and she orders in Korean, they speak to her in English, and I'm like, she's writing up, you know, publications in academic Korean. She can order coffee properly. And I don't blame them. I'm not here to complain about it. I'm just saying that it takes time for their ears to actually kind of like adjust to the fact that
Ah.
like somebody with a different pronunciation and not perfect extraction of the sounds going to speak the language, and they will be willing to accept and understand.
I love
It's
that perspective. I
Yeah.
love that perspective.
Yeah.
It's really I hadn't thought
It's
of
just they
it
don't
that
get the
way.
chance to listen
Mm.
as many people speak their language as like we like listen daily, like people with from 100 different countries speak English, and you're like, okay, I'm getting it. I know this language. Yeah.
Do you see any shift in like the culture of Seoul? Or, because there must be an influx of tourists now if K-pop and everything is so popular. Are the people who are visiting like affecting Korean culture at all? Or is it still like, oh, foreigner? Like I was definitely the only white woman in a few of the places that we ventured off to. And I love that. Like I don't mind being like looked at, like, what are you doing here? Like I love knowing that I'm somewhere that
Mm.
maybe other, like, it's just like the newness of it. It's like this,
There's,
like that
there
part.
are a lot of tourists in the city, but it's not overwhelming. I'm not like, I don't know, like it's not like they're ruining everything or like the life is miserable because of the tourists. I don't think so. I think I mean, whoever hasn't been to Seoul, you need to understand how big this place is.
Huge.
Like the city proper, what we say, like the city, administrative city is 10 million and metropolitan area is 25 million. We have line number one. If you get the metro line from one end to the other end, is 4 hours. It's 120 kilometers metro. They've just built like GTX A line, which is like a express line, and moves with 180 kilometers underground. So you can go from the city center to the outskirts and to the metropolitan area, a distance that usually takes 1 hour and 20 minutes. Now you can go for 20 minutes. So the place is really big, and it's the way it's built, it's meant for people to migrate and to populate and to feel comfortable, because unlike most of the European cities, I'm not sure how it's in America, but in Europe we have the center and everybody commutes to the center to shop, to entertain, to eat. And so it's pretty distributed. Every area has their own little center for food, their own little center for entertainment. So basically you don't have to move a lot of people to do their daily chores. Everybody stays in their area. I mean, you commute to work or you want to meet some friends, but it's kind of very interestingly distributed, and it's very livable. Like people think like Japan is, city like Tokyo, because you've seen like the Shibuya Cross. Like this is
Mm-hmm.
like a huge concentration of people, but actually the density of Seoul, and when it comes to population, it's 2 times bigger, higher than Tokyo, because here we live in like a high rise, like 40.
Yes. I
um,
really want to go into one of those apartments. That's one of my goals. I'm so
uh,
fascinated by the
it
40-story things.
take me 4 years. It's not easy to get into a Korean home though.
Well, I know I won't be that, like, because the friend thing is different there, but that's like a whole other thing. So, like, one of my favorite places to that I always touch or I walk by is the Chong. I can never say this one. The
Cheonggyecheon.
Chongi the stream
Yeah, Cheonggyecheon.
Chongi. It's for
Cheonggyecheon.
it.
It's
Yeah,
okay,
you
I can
just
pronounce it
you
properly.
say it one more time.
Cheonggyecheon stream.
Chongi Chong.
Yes.
Anyways, one of my favorite places. And I think I wanted to go see it because there's a scene in Love Struck in the City with Wookie and they anyway, Wookie. But the stream itself is an amazing place, and part of what I really like about Korea and what you show people about Korea, because I know you've filmed there as
Mhm.
well, is there. I love when they project fish on the stream, right?
Yeah.
And then they have rainbow colors, and they have planters, and then they have chairs, and you could be there day or night. And again, as a woman traveling alone and sometimes just walking with another woman, I've never felt unsafe.
I
I
mean,
just don't even think I'm that, like,
it's not.
ignorant. Like,
Yeah, but it's relatively safe. Like let's say safer than a lot of many other places. Let's say, yeah. And yeah, the city transforms, and like yeah, the level of attention to detail, it's amazing. I mean, maybe it's not as clean as Tokyo, but I find it like really entertaining, and like there's so much care for the people who live in the city and who visit. Like for example, last week Chonggichon was like a library, like a open library. Basically, they
yeah.
small like cute like chairs around the stream, and like you had like a cute lamp, and there are books everywhere, so you can go actually get a book and read. It was like so romantic and nicely done, and they always have something happening over there. Like now they put like a cover above the screen, like not above the screen, above the stream, like to create shade, because it's so hot at the moment. So they have like a kind of like, what is it called, the baldachin or whatever, I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah, 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 yeah.
It's
I mean
amazing.
that. It's amazing. It's always beautiful. It makes me feel peaceful and
Yeah,
connected at the same time. But also, almost every city, and even not big cities, because we went to a oh my god, I'm going to use the wrong word again.
I can correct you. Come on.
I know, but I keep calling it a retirement. It's not the right word. Oh my god, and I practiced before I talked to you. A pension. We
Yeah,
went to a place where there was a pension, and they also had a stream that you could walk around. Like, like it had walk around. So I think part of the culture is to keep nature in the city. Why I love Seoul, and I like in Gwangali down in Busan, is that there's art everywhere right next to a Buddhist temple. Then there's trees being suspended up in the air. And I know to turn right there because it's like I have a sense of direction. And where I live, I have none. But when I'm
mm,
there, even when the time between, like I knew where I wanted to go once I saw something that I had seen before. And that makes me feel steady. And I always know there's more to explore. So
yeah, it's very exciting. I love it. Like it's
it's very exciting. So, how many accounts do you run, and when is the next time you are doing a guided tour? Because I'm sure people are going to want to know you more.
yeah. I mean, I'm involved like at the moment 4 accounts that Instagram, but I also have like a little TikTok account and a post on YouTube. Like that's my kind of like next project and challenge to create more long form for YouTube. I've been, documenting my life in vertical, horizontal, vertical, photo, video, all forms needed. So I just need to find time to post. So yeah, it's a lot of work, but it's slowly from a hobby becoming like something that I might consider some at some point to be my full time job or something. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. But for the next tour, actually, you're gonna be the first to know. There's no set date, but I'm working with Jay to create my own tour. So it's gonna be for now just Korea, but it's gonna be way different than what you've experienced. So it's gonna be a little bit slower, and we're gonna go different places. It's gonna be, a little bit of mixture of history and coffee shops, and K beauty, taking care of our bodies. Okay, so
Okay,
that's
so we did fine clinic. My eyes are finally. Oops, I hit my mic. My eyes are finally healed. That took a little while. No, oh, now
yeah.
see if you
I'm
should have started with that.
yeah.
So what
I'm
what
really
year is that
excited
going to
about.
be?
It's gonna be next year in the spring. There's gonna be my own, fully curated by me, and I'm like by this weekend we're gonna have the dates and like the rough itinerary. So we're gonna start collecting participants, and I'm
I'm
super
so jealous. I can't do this spring. When's the like this?
well.
No,
I mean, if it's
no.
this, maybe I'll do it like uh, it's not something that I can do all the time because
Yeah,
I mentioned it's very tiring. We when we do this with Jay, we really take care of people, so it takes a lot of effort and a lot of your manpower to do it. And after a trip, I mean, you have an amazing experience, but then after the trip, I'm like, I cannot do anything for 1 week. I'm like, I cannot speak to people. I don't want to be around people. I just want
I
to
get
like
that.
lay on my my couch and like I don't want to even watch YouTube. I don't want to do anything. But
Wait, I
still,
want to tell people how amazing you are by as a guest. No, it's like seriously because I I think everyone falls in love with you. I do because you don't manage us. You're managing 1,000 variables of transportation, of when you're going to eat, of creating space for whatever mood you're in. If you're having a good day or a bad day, you are helping to connect people. Because when I first met you guys, I solo traveled, and technically I solo
mm,
traveled this time too, but I knew the people like I was meeting, so I had friends there. But solo travelers are welcome because you are this object of connection
mm,
because of your love, because of your creativity, and because you're actually a super cool person.
mm,
You're a grown up with a great sense of humor, and you're not rigid, right? It's not like here's a flag, we're going here, whatever. It's more like, okay, beautiful people, you have an hour here, I will see you in a little bit, we're going to
yeah,
meet up here, and if you don't want to do this, you can do that, and whatever. And there were definitely people on the last tour who had more needs than other people, and there was never a moment where I felt neglected or that other person felt neglected, or everyone has their own thing. That's quite a lot of work. Like I've done retreats and I stopped doing them. It's very taxing emotionally. And also you're up early and go to bed late, because I also know you work at night after the rest of us crash, like on your other things, and you're still bubbly and energetic, and that's so rare and not fake. Not fake.
I mean, because I mean, Jay and I, we really enjoy what we do, and we want to. It's a great responsibility because we actually know this is not easy money for any of the people. Like they are in Korea not because they just want to spend some money. They don't know what to do with their money, and they just came to Korea to waste money and just have fun.
Mm,
But it's like a deliberate act of saving and sacrificing and putting like a dream together to travel to Korea and to learn new things. So it's we take it seriously, because it's not a small investment. It's not like a rich
yeah.
club that we like just like, oh, let's have a $10,000 retreat to somewhere, and like.
You are very welcoming and kind, and I never saw you lose patience. I don't honestly know how you do that. And the accommodations and the way we travel when we're all together is so comfortable. Like I could never plan all that. Like planning all that out to myself is like a nightmare, which is why. So okay, so now you have I'm going to call it the luxury. This is what we were asking for. I'm like, give me the spa day. Let me
Yeah.
get my skin Botox and just do it all.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like a lot of people that have already joined our tour might want to join again. So I want to have like more like a relaxed. We're not gonna do all the basics again and again
Mm.
and again because like we've done it already. And I figured out that like the basics people can do themselves. You don't need me to go to Gyeongbokgung Palace. You don't need me to to see this and that. But we can provide things that are not easily accessible to you, like like stay in a hanok place, or like have like a pottery class, or like I don't know, like create something, or like even like go learn about K beauty, like what are the 10 steps that the Korean women Korean women.
And
Oh,
men.
mine is only men, no.
I
So
know it works for me. They do. We do. Wait, you said ceramist, and I'm trying to book that ceramicist. I think I
oh,
found
I
an
know which one you're
interpreter.
talking
I
about.
will tell you. I'll tell you off
Oh,
camera.
I have a
But
phone
okay.
with him, by the way.
Hmm? Do you
Uh-huh.
have a friend? Wait, you have a friend who does it too?
I have a friend of mine who is like one of these Instagram ceramists, like that do mode.
Okay. When we hit
Sure.
off, I'm going to ask you to see if it's the same person, because I've
Oh,
been
yeah,
trying
I
to book
mean,
someone.
yeah.
But okay, so I wrap up every interview with asking my favorite question, which is, if you come with a warning label, what would it be?
Mm. I mean, my warming. It's so funny, but like it will be it rottens fast. It's just like I feel like I don't have much time left on this earth to play games and
Mm,
to do things that I don't really need in my life. So like I'm talking to other people that I do want to do stuff with, and I always tell them like I don't want to do stuff for money anymore. Like I don't want to like invest for 10 years in this so that something's going like in the future is going to happen. I want the things that I do to bring joy to me now. I'm in a phase where like I cannot invest in the future anymore. I just want to live now. So yeah, it rottens fast. So like take it or live. Yeah,
I
I
love
can
it.
affect myself to the point that I need to be accepted and loved if I lose weight or if I do this or do that. Like this is who I am. I don't have time to perfect myself. It's gonna be more difficult with time to perfect myself. So yeah, take it or not.
Okay, excellent. All right, so say out loud the Instagram that you want most people to who can find you. It's like at Chris. It's at
Chris,
Chris Beautiful He-Man.
it's all Chris with CH BG. BG comes from Bulgaria. The short for Bulgaria, the country internet code, like BG Bulgaria. So that's why Chris from Bulgaria, Chris BG, like simple as that.
I
Just
love
follow me
it.
on Instagram. I'll be really helpful, and I try to answer any message that I get, unless it's like super stupid or like, I mean, if you say hi, I'll probably not won't say hi back. But like,
You
if you
kind
have
of
a
you have like
question,
7 accounts and a business and a tour. I
yeah,
mean, you're just a little busy.
yeah, if you have a question, just ask the question. I don't have the time for the small talk. Like, I'm good to just like shoot a question and I'll answer. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for your time. I know it's late at night for you. I love and adore you. And if anyone has a question, you can also leave it here in the comments. Please like and follow so other people can find it and go be creative. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.